Hi everyone, good afternoon. It's Talisa with DIY Designs by Talisa Lindsay. I'm so excited for everyone to be here today. I am part of the Craftathon, which I'm so excited for everyone. And I want to say thank you to Melanie for also being here and just putting this on. So you all are going to be seeing a lot of great crafters today. So make sure you go and support them. We want to just give them thumbs ups and hearts and faces. And of course, go sprinkle the love for them as well. They would greatly appreciate it. So what we're going to be making this afternoon, hello Tammy, I'm going to say hello to a few of you, and then I am just going to jump right into this because I'm going to have a lot of fun, okay? And then before you ask, I always get questions. The one thing about my clothing and that, yes, I made my shirt. Yes, I made my tassel. Yes, I made my bracelet. So I'll get that out of the way right now, okay? Other than that, let's roll into this. Hello, Carol. We are going to making a spring DIY, and I want to give you alternatives that you can use because that's how I roll. I love to recycle and upcycle things, and if we can use that to make them gorgeous, why not, right? So that's where my thought goes, and that's what I'll be sharing with you today. Hello, Melanie. I'm so glad you're here. So I will be using an actual bed spring. These may not be as easy and accessible to find, but I will find you alternatives that you can use. I will also be using some items from outside. I know a lot of these items you can find, all right, whether you live in Florida like myself or not. But I will be using moss, which I have a blog post over on my site, which is DIYdesignsbyTalisaLindsay.com. And it will show you how to treat this over on the blog so that you can use this in so many different ways, okay? So what I like to do is I like to start off where I'm just using my moss, kind of tucking it down in here in the base of it, giving it a lot of a natural look. And forgive me, but you will hear some birds in the background. My daughter, let's just say we picked her up a few birds yesterday because we love mourning doves and parrots and parakeets, and so we got a mating pair for her yesterday, and they're kind of getting acquainted, if you know what I mean. So you're going to hear a little bit of talk in the background, so I apologize, but I can't make them be quiet. All right, so we're going to tuck that down in here in the beginning. It's going to look so adorable. Okay, now then what you can do is you can have, if you have like when your husband mows the lawn some days or whatever, if you do this, not everybody would do this, but I'm kind of frugal. It's how I grew up. My grandmother was from the recession days, so she taught me a lot about how to utilize things. You could go out and wait for that grass to dry, and you would literally, do you see where I have it? You would literally take it and you would start forming it in a circle form like you see me here, so that it will just really turn into a nest, just like if you were out in the opening with, and then we have some leaves in here to add a little bit more realistic of a nest. Now, these eggs that are in here are not real eggs. These are plastic eggs that came from the Dollar Tree. So that we didn't do. I'm not in the mood to go rub somebody's nest for eggs, if you know what I mean. I'm quirky like that, by the way. I do have a feather that's in here. We have those quite a bit that's you can find in nature around here because I live in the country. So this is going to be kind of quick and easy. But I will give you some alternatives of how you can do this several different ways and not just this way, okay? So I have my little eggs I've tucked in here. Thank you all for sprinkling. I appreciate you. And you can do your eggs in several ways. Now this one is a real egg, all right? And this, all I did was just wash it and then just made a hole at each end. And then once you do that, it'll be easier for you to blow the yolk and that out of the egg. And then once you do that, you will just take soap and water or a little bit of vinegar, set it down in there, let it merge into the egg. And of course, then you would blow it out and continue to wash it until it came out clear. That's an option. You don't have to. You can also just go with a good old fashioned plastic egg. And I have done that as well. And I've painted a few of those, which you can pick up from the Dollar Tree. Like I have a black one that's here. And then we have a few that's brown and tan, but those also came from the Dollar Tree. So you can just tuck that in, nestle that in there, okay? It still gives a very realistic look, especially if you want to use your chalk paint and you want to paint them. They're really, really pretty, okay? Now, I don't throw my scraps away. I use them for so many reasons. And here's a great reason for one of them and another one. But what I love to do is make something called a scrap bow. And you will find, if you want to know how to make one of those, you can find it over on my YouTube channel, which is DIY Designs by Talisa Lindsay. And it'll give you a tutorial on how you can do that. But pretty much as I'm taking some of my scraps, there's different textures and materials in this, okay? You will have, this is a yarn. Let's see, this one is, I hand dyed my silks and I also knotted them together. I just like that look of it. So that's in here. Then I have some jute string, which was also cut short, but I also knotted it together. So it doesn't matter if it's knotted, it's gonna be just perfectly fine. If it's a bother for you, then you can continue to keep cutting other strips of fabric that is all one length, okay? Then I have another piece of yarn, which I love this yarn. It's so soft. It's almost like, it feels like a Chanel. And I'm not really answering anyone's questions right now. Forgive me, but I just want to make sure I push through and get done in time because I want to be courteous to everyone else who's going to be crafting today. And you know me, I love to socialize with my friends that come here, but today's a little bit different. So anyhow, I have 1, 2, because this is a lace. This was an old curtain I picked up from Goodwill and I just cut it up. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I have 6 pieces of material in here. This was an old ribbon that I got at Christmas time for like 25 cents. And it's like a quilted ribbon. So I thought it would be perfect, all right? So you're just gonna have both ends and you're gonna grab pretty much in the center, okay? Take your hand and you're gonna loop one side, just kind of similar to like making bunny ears, all right? And then you will also do the same for the other side. Now I've shown quite a few of you how to do this. It's been here before, but some of you that are new today, you're gonna get a treat because you haven't seen it, okay? And they are gorgeous. They are so pretty to do. And then you just pull it together, literally like you're tying your string, all right? But then you're gonna fuss around with it a little bit and you're gonna make that loop the way you want to. Now, if you have, it's too long for you, that's okay, because you can trim it up and do exactly what I've shown you, and that is to recycle and repurpose the leftovers again. So that's what's gonna be fun about it. It is gonna be pretty. You love the knotted string ideas? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so here we go. And then once you tighten it up a little bit, which I'm doing right here in front of you, then you can take the loops of the bow and just separate them. And that's what makes it really beautiful to me. I just love the way that it falls really soft and those layers fall apart, okay? Just make it wherever you want to. Just make sure that you pull them apart. And I'm gonna just flip it around and show you how elegant that is. Do you see how pretty that is? Literally, it's just gorgeous. And you got all those textures in there. I'm loving this. Okay, so then what you can do is find a place on here that you would really love to just place it. You can leave it long if you want to, as you're putting it on a shelf, and I will because I'm gonna layer mine. And I'll later show you a presentation on how to do that. All right, so I'm just gonna come in and I'm literally just gonna glue it to my nest and the base of my spring so it has something to attach to. And I'm also gonna lay a few more eggs in here just so you can see it, all right? This is an egg I made. Added a few of those little feathers, some of them from our outside that we find. And then this right here is a gorgeous piece of wood that was made into a little rosette that I just love. So it'll look absolutely stunning nestled in here. Oh yes, I want to show you. And just think of how you could just take the outdoor elements, bringing it inside, and how chic. Do you see how gorgeous that is? I mean, it's just stunning, especially when you have it setting up on a counter. I mean, it's just really, really pretty. So I'm gonna really quickly give you some other ideas that you can do for a nest before we have to jump off here, because I wanna make sure I am getting off here on time. So you guys help me and make sure that I jump off, okay? let's see. This is one of the ideas. Whoops. This right here is one of my ideas. This is a candlestick. This is a picture frame of another sort that I just flipped over, layered over the top of it. And then again, I have some of these are real eggs. And I just took some fabrics, and then I also took some paper, layered it in there, added a little bit of a clear glitter with my little feathers in there, and just nestled and made this cute, adorable little nest, which I love them. I think they're perfect for spring, okay? So that's another one, okay? And then I love bringing different ideas to you guys. I hope you don't mind. This is another one. Now, this is also a candlestick, okay? See how gorgeous this is? This was originally a black color. I wanted to mute it down a little bit. So what I did was just take a gray and a white wash, let the gray set and completely dry, then take white chalk paint, water it down till it's like a milky effect, and then you will take and just layer that over the top. It's going to be milky, but that's what you want because it's just going to lightly kiss over the top of that, okay? Then I took some styrofoam. There is styrofoam in this one. This green moss came from the Dollar Tree, so you can also pick that up. And then this is also one of the eggs that I was telling you how you can clean out. I don't know if you can hear it. And then you just Mod Podge, the music notes over the top of it and stick it in there. Now this is something I already had, and this is just a small, I picked these up last year at the Dollar Tree. This is a small wreath. I've already decorated with these little florals. I wanted to lay it in there and then nestle that egg right in there with it. I just thought it was really charming. See how pretty that is? And that same thing that I just showed you guys how to do with that fabric bow, look, I made a smaller one, and look how precious it is. Literally, just to frame some of this off is just, it's definitely my statement piece. I love to do it. All right, so that's another idea. Now, if you can't find those, another alternative that you can do as well is Dollar Tree does have these champagne glasses. All right, you'll find them there all the time. So if you're not into going outdoors and getting all the stuff that I'm fine with, and I sterilize it and I treat it before I use it, then what you can do is go in all of those fabrics that you may have left over or any strings and that, just get all those, nestle them in. See, I literally just kept wrapping them until they look like a nest, added some of my little raffia to the very top of it, nestle that right on the very top, literally, and then just sprinkle some of your eggs in there, and you've got another alternative to a nest, which I think is awesome. All right, and I was just utilizing my time. I think I have, let's see, about 7 minutes left. But here's another one. I wanted to do a really quick project today. And I also made one of these, which is adorable. You can find this over at the Dollar Tree as well. And then you can see the background. All that is just Mod Podge. And I just cut out a carrot from my fabrics I had left over. And again, see what I've done with those fabrics? You have those leftover scraps. All you need to do is make a sweet little tassel and dazzle that baby up. And it's just adorable. So I just wanted to show you some of the ideas that you can do with that. And then one more thing too, don't toss those glasses. I know this is not in the Easter, the nest, but this was a Heinz 57 glass. So save some of those or pickle jars, and you can Mod Podge them. Then you can also paint them up, which I added a little bit of a glaze on there. And find yourself a cork, or you can put a lot of glue at the very top of it so that you can make the wire. And then you would add this gorgeous little piece of lace again, and then we embellished it with just some other items I had, like pearls, because I love to make jewelry. So you'll see that too, okay? Let me see. Do we have any more time to do? Then I'll just wind up painting a little egg really quick. And then I believe I have about I have 5 minutes left. That really shocks me, I'm just going to tell you, because I normally am not running on time. So, okay, I'm going to show you something I use quite a bit, and I'm going to be using a lot more. in a lot of the projects, and how you can do this. This is so stunning and so gorgeous, and it'll pop real easy on a black egg. This is a plastic egg that I've painted. This is something called metallic Deco Art, and it's a turquoise color is what it is. So you literally will take your finger. Okay, I'm going to show you. See how that metallic is in there? It's really shiny. A little bit will go a long way. And it'll almost feel like a clay. Okay? You are literally going to... I'm going to have to get a little bit hard on wiping this on here, because it's got a glaze on it. There we go. And you can use your finger to do the glaze on it, but then you will need to take a paper towel or that and go back over. This glaze will seal this paint, and it will not come off, just so you know. It's a very, very hardy thing. I use these on my lampshades. I use these on my frames, and they give it like an extra texture, and it's just really, really pretty up against paint. See what it's doing? Literally, it's just kissing it. And it's so pretty, especially whenever you want a little bit of a bling, but not over the top. And if you're putting that into a nest, it is absolutely gorgeous. Michelle says that she loves Deco Art. I do too. I do a lot of it in like mixed media, which we'll have some coming up, because I have gobs of stamps for whenever I used to teach a class at a place called Grant Me Grace. So if you do happen to get an egg, plastic egg, just know it sticks real, real good to it, because that's what I have in my hand right now. It came from the Dollar Tree. So let me show you. I'm going to twist it around. See how pretty? And I went a little bit heavier in certain areas than I did in others. All right? But it's so gorgeous. And then you can also nestle that in there just for a different texture. It may not really match with these colors that are in there for the black, because with this, I would probably wind up doing with the buffalo check white and neutrals. I think would look really, really gorgeous. Or with the music notes. That also would look really, really gorgeous. Let's see. And the other idea that you can do as well, in case, I love to put a lot of my pearl strings in with my items. So feel free that if you love that extra little added touch, just put it in there. There's no harm to it at all. All right, so I have 2 minutes left. I'm going to answer a few of your questions. And then it says Michael's metal Deco Art as cheap as buying from Amazon. Honestly, I'm not sure. It all depends. You probably will need to get a couple of coupons, and I would purchase it then. That's whenever I've done it. So mine came, a lot of my supplies I have for me, I'll have to say, was free, just because I used to teach classes. So it was things that was purchased for me already. So it says you missed out on the DIY, watch it and replay. Yes, just to recap, what we did really quick was we learned how to do this gorgeous little nest right here, okay? And how to make the little pretty little rag bow. That's the recap. Hi Sharon, how are you? And then we also showed you really quick how you could do it in a champagne glass if you wanted to, or if you had the option, you can do it with candlesticks as well. So that's what I was just recapping for you. You love the crafts, thank you. You all have a great and wonderful day too. I am going to jump off. We're going to give the next crafter the stand so that they can present to you. And I hope that you all love this. I hope that you'll all come and join me right here over on DIY Designs by Talisa Lindsay, where I can help you take the ordinary and make it extraordinary, because that is what I love to do when it comes to anything around the home. So have a blessed day, everybody. Enjoy all of these crafters and just give a